Hello everybody, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Siegfried Schott, I'm Technical Director here at CR Experts, and today we are going to talk about how we can make your software 3D enabled by integrating UniversalPlantViewer. As always, this session will be recorded and we will provide you the link to the recording in an email within the next few days. And at any time during the webinar, feel free to use the chat panel to ask any questions, and I will try to answer as much as possible after the session, and at least I try to answer them by mail. Okay, let's have a look on the agenda. So we will talk about why you should consider integrating UPV into your software. I will show you 3 different ways of integrating UPV into your software. We will have a short overview on the most important commands that we offer via our API. We will talk about the sample frameworks, and not at the end, but while I'm running through the other points, I will give you some examples of integration. And at the end, I will answer your questions. Okay, so why should you consider using a 3D model? And let me start with a very simple example. If your brother sends you this, you might be left a little bit clueless because you do not know where that position is. But if you receive this, it's absolutely clear where you and your brother will meet. So just by visualizing information, you make things more clear. Let me give you another sample, and that's more technically. If you want to install that injection package today, and you want to know if everything on the pipe bridge is ready so you can connect your pipelines, one way you might do a report and then try to figure out which lines connects to what line, or you just visualize it inside your 3D model, and immediately you will recognize that the pipe you are trying to connect to is still not installed. So you better not start installing the injection package today. So just making things visually. Okay, and what are the different ways of integration? So there are 3 ways. Let's start with the first one, the deep linking. Here, let me show you the live sample. So here is a live viewer. And what I do now is I click on that hyperlink, and you see UPV directly navigates to that equipment. It's the W301, so it's working perfect. And if I hover over this, you see that small pop-up that shows the hyperlink, but I've written it down here on the bottom so you can see it better. And it consists of 4 parts. So first is the command identifier. It's just like HTTP always brings you to some website, while UPV API brings you to UniversalPlantViewer. So that's just the command identifier. Then we have the address of the model. So that's our demo model hosted on a web server. Then the affected objects. In this case, I only have 1. I can have multiple. I can have combinations of conditions so that I only address 1 nozzle of an equipment. So all is possible. And then I have some commands. In my case, it's just select and fit. There are a lot of other possibilities. Let me just show you that Excel list. That there are just a lot more functions, like if I pick, let's say, this one, then it zooms to that equipment and clips it with a radius of 15 meters. So that's my equipment, and that's clipping around with a radius of 15 meters. Or one thing I think it's a cool function, and that's the search fallback command. So this command is quite similar to the one I showed in the beginning. If I click on it, it just navigates to an equipment. In this case, it's that stack. But what if the name is not written correctly, or either in your search criteria or in the model? So, and to visualize this, I just removed the dash in between the name here. And if I click on it, the search fallback command because the equipment was not found, automatically triggers a search with the parameter you handed over. And here you see it already found something with a name, and I click on it, and again we find our equipment. Even if the name is not exactly the same, because we have a soft search that also finds nearby matches. So consider use the search fallback option. It makes life for your users much easier. Okay, so let's close this and let's close the Excel sheet. And what are the advantages of deep linking? It's very easy to set up, so everybody can use it. You don't need any programming skills in the Excel file. I just need a simple formula to generate tons of links. And it works with all software supporting URL links. So that can be Office software like I used. It can be document management systems. We have even clients that during model generation write those links to an SAP database. So directly from SAP, everybody can navigate to the model and see the assets. What are the downsides? So deep linking has limited capabilities. One of the biggest is there is no back channel. So it's only firing commands in the direction of UPV, and that's it. And it works only with a local installation of UniversalPlantViewer. And that's not true, because we are currently working on a small software you can install on any computer, and then it will also work with the browser-based viewing. Let's go back and click here again. And now you see the browser-based viewing opens up. I have to log in. And voila, I'm at my equipment. It's the W301 that we have on our link. And now it's running fully in a browser, so you don't need any installation of UPV on your computer, only that small wrapper software that tells the system what to do with the UPV APIs link. Okay, so that will be released soon. I think it will be this year. Okay, let's go to the next type of integration. And here you really integrate UniversalPlantViewer into another piece of software. So it acts as a control inside another software. So I can demonstrate this with the 4D system. That's our software that allows you to connect Oracle Primavera with UPV. So let's fully expand this. You all know that those Gantt charts where you do your project planning and the scheduling for erection. And if you want to know, so the project starts at the 2nd of March. If you want to know which elements are already built, let's say on the 11th, you can go in and then look what's already planned here, or you can just select everything here, go to the start date of the project. So at the start date, nothing is built, and then we pick the 11th here to see what's planned or done at that date. So, and you see the steelwork is already done, and those stairs are in blue, and blue means it's an active task. So those are the stairs from the 1st to the 2nd floor, and they are currently active, and that's why they are blue. And from here, we can simply press on play, and we see the steps that coming step by step. And the data here is really directly coming out of Oracle Primavera. So it uses the Primavera web services to grab the data out of Primavera and visualize it right into UPV. And the communication is fully done by the software in the background. So it's fully integrated here into that piece of software. And also, if you like to know that pipeline, where is it in the model, you can just select that pipeline in your schedule, click here on select, and it brings you to that piece of pipeline and you can exactly see where it is in the 3D model. So this is a sample of really directly integrating UPV into a Windows software. Okay, let's close this. And so advantages, you have really enhanced capabilities. So you can fully control UPV from your software. You see, I didn't even press any button inside UPV. Everything was driven by the Windows software. And there is a back channel available. So I can query attributes from the selected elements. I can get the current view, etc. So all this is possible by directly integrating UPV into Windows software. There is a little bit of downside, so this needs to be done by a software development department. So you surely will need programming skills to do this integration. And unfortunately, it does only work on Windows devices because mobile devices like iOS or Android have an operating system that is really hard to integrate other software into and surrounding software. So therefore, we only can offer this for Windows. Okay, and that brings us to the third and last possibility to integrate UPV. And that is if you have any web-enabled software or a simple website, you can directly embed UPV into your website. So I try to visualize it here. So the green surrounding shows the website. And inside there is a frame, and that includes UPV into that website. So it's UPV now is just like a control inside a website.